my live stream on my computer back here, and suddenly everything went down. Weird timing, too. I thought it's almost like what happened to Tim Pool last night, where when he's talking about the CIA stuff, suddenly his YouTube stream went down. Chat was still there, but their actual stream went blank. And then it came back when they kind of backed off the CIA. I thought I had the same treatment. Because I start talking deep about the CIA stuff, boom, my stream goes dead. And strangely, my whole system said I was still connected. Well, let you know what happened, if you believe it, is I just got a message on my phone from my ISP saying, oh, we're doing infrastructure improvement today to amp up to our new super gig speeds. So you may have interruptions or downage for 7 hours. Now, the funny thing is they sent me texts last night saying just that. But they said they weren't going to start the work until around 11 a.m. So I thought I had plenty of time to do a live stream. Well, some overeager worker must have got in there and started right away. So, yep, about 9:15, 9:20, my internet bum. So I'm using my phone through my mobile provider. So yeah, I'll talk a little more. So I don't know how much I'll be on unless I just do it through this today. Because they're saying it'd be 7 hours, maybe more, with off and on or total interruption. So we'll see. All right, so talk about the CIA. Go back a little bit over the Tulsi thing. It wasn't a raid exactly, but whoever walked into that office and they physically took back, I guess, 40 boxes of JFK, MK Ultra, and some other files that Tulsi was going to declassify. That's not their job. Tulsi is their boss. And the CIA, I don't care what they were doing, is precluded from doing any operation in the United States borders. So the very fact that I don't care whether it's middle management, some staffer, walked down and actually physically took boxes back, there should be arrests. And as I said on my stream, I don't know if I went out before my stream got killed by my ISP doing work today that they started 2 hours early doing. If this was the other way around, if this was, let's say, somebody trying to cover for Trump, let's say this is the Biden administration, and Biden's DNI, head of all of our intelligence agencies, let's say a deep state person who loves Trump walked into the DNI's office and took documents, physically took 40 boxes of documents that the DNI under Biden was going to declassify and release. Lefties would be screeching. They'd already be rioting. They'd be posting tons of stuff about with a rope, about take them down, hang them high. There'd be tons of this going on already. But Tulsi and Adolf Paulina Luna are going, we're going to send a stern word to them, to the CIA, going, you better preserve these. Now, the problem is, unless Tulsi already went through them, Tulsi already went through them and knows what was in there, they could just take stuff out. Or even if they did, she does know what's in there. What if they take something out? What's she going to do about it? I mean, there should be arrests. You don't go doing this. Once again, I've owned a business. That'd be like my lube tech coming into my office, grabbing some money out of the money box, taking over my computer to play, Fortnite, and then taking the shop truck home as his own. That is not how it works. Hey, Andrew, what's up, buddy? But yeah, so it's just nuts. But yeah, I don't know. I think they're being, Ina Paulina Luna's just talking on TV instead of doing something about it. And the CIA, by the way, guys, they are precluded from doing any operations in the borders of the United States. Walking into the DNI's office and taking stuff back, that's an operation. Why are they taking them? They are they are not covered in any way to tell Tulsi Gabbard, you can't have these. And you are not the one that's going to say what gets released. We, the CIA, are. She's their effing boss. Whether you like it or not, we have a government hierarchy. She's the boss. She gets to decide what's released, what's declassified. That's it. Not them walking back in and going, oops, we gave you all the pages on MK Ultra. We only wanted to give you half. Not their business. They should be in jail. Dabiev? Sorry if I say that wrong. Glad we got Trump in power. I agree, but I do think Trump has made some missteps. And he's not giving us everything we want. But he's still the best president of my lifetime. Sorry, guys, my voice is really barely on the edge. But we talk about the Holocaust all the time. But I'm just saying that this is illegal as hell. It's not a raid like Jesse Waters said. They walked in, took them. I don't care. Physically taking back 40 boxes. You are doing an action in the borders of our country. You're doing something is border. I'd actually call it seditious. Not quite treason, but seditious at least. And there should be arrests. They should have walked out as soon as they found out. They should have walked down and grabbed either Capitol Police, National Guard, or U.S. Marshals. I like that one. And gone down and arrested whoever took those boxes physically and took them back. And I'm going to ask, why didn't they? Why didn't they just go physically down to the office and grab them back? What's with the bull crap? I know some conspiracy theorists will be going, because it's not real, because they wanted them taken, they don't want to release them. Because Orange Men bad. Hello from Canada. Hey, Canada. So yeah, that was a cluster. But we're going to move on to what I think is even a bigger story. The CIA whistleblower in Congress the other day testifying how Fauci and people around him covered up for China under the COVID leak. Partially because, as we know, Fauci was involved in it. And it sounds like maybe the World Health Organization was involved. The NIH was involved. China was heavily involved. Somehow China's never been held responsible, guys. No matter what you think of the COVID thing, it still cost many people their lives and was the big leftist thing to use for the biggest money transfer in the history of this world. The biggest wealth transfer ever happened because of COVID. Nothing's ever been done to China for this. Should have been. Fauci's still out walking around. He shouldn't be. We already know for a fact he lied to Congress about this stuff. And then Biden gave him a pardon. Now, personally, as far as I remember, if you have a pardon and then you lie to Congress after it's going to go, come on. As soon as I start talking CIA, now I'm not sure my ISP was the problem. Because now suddenly my phone on my mobile data plan is suddenly acting up as soon as I talk about CIA. This is horse crap. Now I'm starting to get Jay Watterson to be going, ha, told you. I'm going to go Alex Jones. Come on. This is starting to get too coincidental. As soon as I start going on about the CIA and COVID and stuff, I start getting disconnected. Weird. Weird. But I'm not stopping. So, okay. You know, by the way, I love when they disconnect like that because it drops anybody watching. Then you have to actually work to try to come back. F you, YouTube. F you, government. There is no way. I'm sorry. They're starting to get really weird. Sorry. I was trying to hide a thing there. So, yeah. Whistleblower. Jesus. Jeez. As soon as I even say CIA, boom, reconnecting. That is flipping coincidence from hell. I have streamed on this phone down here 100 times, never had a problem. That is crazy. So maybe my ISP and my main computer going down wasn't a coincidence. All right, so we're going to try this one more, actually a couple more times. I'm not letting them stop me. I'm not saying that's 100% what's going on, but it does seem weird. My ISP goes, and then now my phone is acting weird on my data plan. All right. The very fact that we know Fauci lied, that Biden had to pardon him. The leftist deep state, well, Biden didn't pardon him. The auto pen did. Biden's handlers pardoned him. It is insane that this man is out walking free. And this guy laid out how Fauci and people around him totally covered, lied, and everything they did got people seriously hurt or killed. And once again, helped, facilitate the biggest wealth transfer in the history of our planet under COVID, and took away rights that we've never got back. Hell, in America, I talked to friends in other countries had the same problem. In America, we were a 24-hour society. We had grocery stores in my area open 24/7. We had bars open till 3 or 4 a.m. We had multiple Walmarts open all night, and a bunch of other things open all night. Taco Bell, you name it. And now, since COVID, none of that's come back. Walmart closes at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. And our grocery stores, except for one, closes at like 10. Half the bars close early. Half the other stuff that was open all night isn't anymore. And there's a lot. It's crazy. We've regressed back to a not 24-hour society of doing things. And it's made a lot of people's lives, especially second, third shifters, a lot harder. But he was talking, and his testimony as CIA whistleblower is that Fauci should be in prison. He should be in jail. And I have to agree. There's way too much that went on here. In case you're wondering, as you can tell by my breathing, I do have a lung condition, and I've already survived COVID at least twice. Not saying I enjoyed it. The last time here about a couple months ago was rough. But I survived it with my horrendous lungs still. So there's a lot to talk about there. But I think we should explore whether or not the pardon's any good. The man has lied. I believe he has lied since his pardon. Usually once you're pardoned, you don't get to go lie about it because you're pardoned. You're done. And a lot of times if you lie after, you lose said immunity/pardon. Now, if he does still have it, I think Congress should call him in and do a retestify. If he lied before his pardon, not after, bring him into Congress right now, put him under oath, and make him testify again. And if he lies, remove the pardon. Your immunity's gone. If he tells the truth, then we get to go after people who didn't get pardoned, and that man is going to forever be labeled and have to worry. He should. And I got to wonder, if he lies, even if he does tell the truth, aren't there civil suits that can go after him? I mean, I believe the pardon is only for criminal. I believe it's only criminal. I don't believe it covers civil. So that would mean that a lot of people in the country and the world should be able to civilly go after him. I'd like to see that. All right, so now that this got derailed, see, what else was I going to talk about? I forgot. Oh boy. I'm having my own Biden moment right now. Oh, did anybody see Nick Fuentes talking about his interview with Steven Crowder? Now, I like Nick Fuentes, and I can agree or disagree with the guy. I'm not trying to ride Tim Pool's fence. Really, I can agree or disagree with him at times. But Nick Fuentes is telling his followers to vote Democrat. Nick Fuentes is telling his followers to vote Democrat because he's mad Republicans and Trump haven't given him everything he wants. To me, that is the most retarded damn thing in the world. Do not do that. It is stupid. Sorry, my chat froze. There we go. That is a libertarian retarded take. Because I don't get everything I want, then no. That is what a lot of libertarians pull. I don't get everything I want, then I'm not going to do this. I will walk away and let the world burn because I didn't get everything. That's what Nick Fuentes is doing here. Sorry, guys. He is 100% wrong. He compared what Trump has done to not getting a McDonald's order right. Oh my God. If you order a hamburger Happy Meal and you get a, I don't know what they have, chicken roll-up Happy or chicken nuggets Happy Meal instead, yeah, you turn it back in, you go, that's wrong. A Happy Meal is not like running the United States government dealing with world politics. Not even close. And because Nick hasn't gotten everything he's wanted, hell, I haven't. Am I totally happy with Trump? No. Do I still think he's the best president of my lifetime? Yes. Has he done a lot more of what he said he was going to do than any president since I've been alive? Yes. Would I want a lot more? Oh, yeah. Trump should be, where's my mass deportations? Saying. That's one of the biggest. And this war, this kerfuffle in Iran needs to end soon. It goes over 6 months. I'm going to be a pissy little boy. I'm tired of this crap. But Trump has still done so much. And Fuentes is, he didn't do these things, so nope. Let's vote Democrat. And he's openly saying Democrats are going to be horrid. But we can't reward Republicans for being bad. Great. So you're going to take somebody who's bad and then do everything you want. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say Republicans are about a 3 in bad. Partially because they're weak-willed. He's going to say, well, don't vote for those 3s because they didn't do everything I wanted. Vote for the people that are going to be on 11 on the scale of 10 bad. That'll teach those Republicans. It is tantamount to Bill Maher back in the day saying he hoped the United States economy collapsed and hurt everybody in the country just to get Trump. Remember that? Bill Maher said that. He wished ill and pain on every American citizen just to make Trump look bad. That is what Fuentes is doing here. Fuentes is saying, well, since Republicans didn't do everything they said, well, by the way, when is a politician ever? And Trump didn't do everything he said, then I say we should vote and screw America totally into the ground. And Nick is saying right out, well, then that'll show those Republicans. That'll show Trump. And then when the next elections come up, we'll just reverse it. You're a dingus. Sorry, Nick. You're so effing wrong in this. The Democrats, he says, well, I don't think the Democrats will stack the court. I don't think the Democrats will get Puerto Rico and make up new states. I don't think they'll do this. Great. Let's look back during the Biden administration. Democrats did and tried to actually do everything they said. They tried to enact a government board of disinformation with Mary Poppins chick. They were going to tell you what was fake and what was real according to them, which we found out that everything the government stood for back then, not everything, but almost everything, was lies. They were disinforming us, but they wanted to tell you and I. So he doesn't think they brought in 20 plus million illegals. They went after Trump, used DOJ as weaponized, but now Nick says, but I don't think they'll do it this time. Jeez Louise, dude, are you kidding? They are openly saying what they're going to do. They're going to do witch hunts. They're going to do trials. They're going to impeach. They're going to go after Trump supporters, people that worked with Trump. They are going to stack the court. They are going to change laws. They're going to throw the borders open. They're openly saying it. But Nick says, I just don't think they'll do it. This time, Nick, they do it. Look at Virginia. They said, well, we're not going to do this. We're moderate. As soon as Spanberger gets elected, boom. They went to rig the election in that state. Made new gun laws, made insane taxes, and tried to rig it so not a single non-Democrat would ever be elected there. So come on, Nick, tell me how. Tell me how they're not going to do it. It's stupidity saying that. and he thinks there's going to be an election where they can win afterwards, they will bring in 20 million more illegals, and then they will make the 50 million here already voters, plus the new 20 million. There's 70 million people then that'll vote Democrat. You want to talk disenfranchising votes? Americans won't vote. Nick is being a dum-dum. He's being stupid. He's being dangerous. And I will adamantly disagree with him, and I'll agree with Crowder. Yeah, we don't like what everything Trump has done, but he's done net positive. He's reversed the visas, the H-1B visas coming in by far. Biggest reduction I've seen in a long time. Is it perfect? No. And instead of Vivek, he wants this chick to win in Ohio, who's a COVID leftist nutbag. And Nick openly says, oh yeah, she's horrible. But we got to teach those Republicans because it'll be less damaging to elect this nutcase. Well, Vivek's not very good. He's bad on this and this. But this chick is an absolute nut. Oh my God. And he openly says she's going to be horrid on governance, which means your rights, illegals, gun laws, you name it, she's going to be horrid. Packing courts, whatever. But elect her. Okay. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. All right, this is not the stream I planned. Once again, my ISP sent me a message last night saying they're going to start an upgrade, tearing down networks. They're getting ready for this new gigabyte, ultra gigabyte speeds and more reliability. Sent me messages last night saying they're going to start around 11. And I'd probably have a 7-hour no internet. Well, so I get my stream in early. Nope. 9:15, 9:20, my stream went down because my ISP is offline. So this is not the stream I planned, guys. Sorry, between my voice and trying to do this on my phone while it's charging is not what I wanted. I had a lot set up, but so anybody that does watch, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll try to do some little shorts or something during the day on my phone. As long as my voice holds up. All right, last thing I wanted to talk about real quick, since it's what I got right now, is did you, anybody see the Trump did a poll at the White House, I believe it was the Rose Garden, where he's doing a little speech or had a crowd there, and he's like, yeah, I don't know who's going to be the next person to run for president or what the ticket's going to be. But then he did a poll. Okay, everybody, what do you think of Vance? Raise your hand if you like Vance or cheer for Vance or whatever. And people, yay! What do you think of Rubio? And there's a good amount of people, not as loud as Vance, a good amount going, yay! And Trump's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know who's going to be. But yo, Vance Rubio sounds like a dream ticket. It was kind of funny. He's kind of playing lottery. In a way, it's kind of smart. Trump didn't do that in an accident. I don't think so. He did that gauging. It was a cheap, fun, easy way. He just did a quick political poll, even sure by only a room full of people, on what people were thinking maybe on who should be the ticket or the boss. Should it be Vance? Should it be Rubio? He just did a quick little poll. Got a feel even from only a certain amount of people. Now, personally, I do think a Vance Rubio ticket would be good for America. I'm unsure if it should be Vance Rubio or Rubio Vance. I've said it'd be fun if we did Vance Rubio for 4 years, then switch it to Rubio Vance for 4 years, then back to Vance Rubio, then back to Rubio Vance. That'd be like a good amount of time of administrations getting stuff done, hopefully. And maybe, I'm going to say this. Sorry, guys. I do love Trump. But, well, I love him as a politician, not, oh, my liege. Shut up. I do think, I wonder if Vance or Rubio would be stronger on actually mass deporting. Trump has, I'm sorry, I know there's a couple sycophant live streams out there who make a crap load of money just being sycophantic. Trump has so far not done mass deportations. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. If he's damn serious, he should be going after all the employers, after all the banks, after all the landlords, but I'm not seeing it. And the numbers since Minnesota, they stopped publishing deportation numbers And all the big operations, most of them are gone. Not all, but most. They backed way off. And that's sad. And I will agree with Fuentes. We did vote for that. It's one of the biggest ones. But am I going to throw the baby out with the bathwater just because I didn't get everything? No. The borders closed down really great. And we have a net demigration. Big as we should be? No. But that's still better than any president's done in my lifetime. So Nick Fuentes says, we'll throw that all away and just vote for the Democrats and hope like hell we have elections the next time. You know, that they haven't brought in another 20 million illegals and put 70 million people on the voting rolls then, giving them all amnesty. Vote Democrat or else. They won't pack the court, make states, go after everybody. Come on. Illegal gun laws. If they pack the Supreme Court, goes your Second Amendment. Telling you. Hey, Rich, what's up, buddy? Water pump on an Equinox. Which engine? I did a friend's 2021 Nissan Murano yesterday. Had no air conditioning and laser radar codes. Well, the air conditioning come out to ambient temp sensor was reading negative 30 degrees, Rich. Sorry, guys, a little wander here for us techs. Rich is an auto tech like I am. Probably better than me. But the ambient temp sensor is at negative 30 degrees. Ain't no compressor coming on. Dig under the front end of it, find out this thing's been in an accident. The radiator support is plastic, and AC support up front had a crack. And another piece broke off. Well, the ambient temp sensor was zip tied to the bottom of that cross member instead of mounted up where it should have been in front of the radiator stuff. And the wiring is broke. Somebody did a shit wiring job. I pulled it, cut the zip ties, pulled it down, rewired it all, got it mounted back up where it should be, reinitialized the system, and hey, guess what? Air conditioning works. You know, the dash is still saying negative 20 degrees. It's better than negative 30, but it's not negative 20. And now it says it uses the same sensor, Rich, for the AC and the dash. Well, it's weird because my scanner read the actual right ambient temperature, but the dash was still reading wrong. Says it's delayed to the dash. I don't know, because it was running for a good while and driven above 20 mile an hour for a good while and still off. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I did fix it. Got the AC working and got her laser radar working too. So that was my day yesterday for a friend of mine. 2.4. Oh yeah, runs off the timing chain. Yep. I'll say this to any engineer out there who ever thought about running your water pumps off your timing belt, your timing chain, you're an asshat. There was nothing wrong with a water pump you could just remove done without a huge tear down of the engine. Stupid. Should have let the belt run. Tattoos till death. I think they're going to recall that 2.4, bro. Yeah. Well, the 2.4 has been out a long time. Tattoos. That's been 2.4 has been out a long time. That 1.8 Toyotas had that 2.1 Scion. Did you see what's happening with the EcoBoost? Oh, EcoBoost has had a lot of problems. And tattoos till death. I mean, EcoBoost has had a lot of problems. I mean, all these engines that are called EcoBoost and all this other crap, all it is turbocharging. We had those back in the day where Chrysler had all the little 2.2, 2.5 turbos in the shadows of the minivans. But now they're running high compression of a tiny engine and turbo or twin turboing these things. And the turbo pressures are a lot higher too than they used to run. They are pushing crap loads of horsepower. Yes, variable valve displacement and direct injection help a lot. You can get more power of a smaller engine, but you are putting huge amount of pressure on a tiny engine. It's going to wear faster. And then you add the start-stop systems that are being taken out now. I was screaming about those for years because every time you turn your car off, your oil pressure goes away. You sit at a light for 30 seconds to 2 minutes, you're good, no oil pressure. As soon as you start the car up, most of your wear comes when you start your car. So you got cars out there starting 10 to 30 times a day. You are shortening lifespans, hugely causing problems. So yeah, it was stupid. So that start-stop on my wife's vehicle, I tell her not to use it. Keep that sucker off. That is horrible in your engine. Whatever you're saving on a little bit of gas, you're damaging your engine internally. So yeah, sorry guys, I know we wandered off politics, but I am an auto tech, so yeah, you gonna get that too here. I build Subarus and Lancers. Whoa. Hey, go for it, man. I have to say I do have a soft spot for my LS engine cars. Even though I would love to have a Dodge Challenger. You got a D-stroke to run a turbo. Yes. Tattoos to death, you're right. And they're running, they're running very high compression on these little 3-4 cylinder engines. And it's a very high compression ratio. And then still got the turbos spooled up pretty high. They're definitely causing a lot of problems. Rods, cylinder wear, you name it. No, timing and everything, you can help the knock on timing. Yeah, how do you even keep a starter in your... Oh, the funny thing is, Tattoos to this, the starters are actually holding up pretty good in a lot of the start-stop systems. But yes, they are wearing starters out faster also. But also you got extra battery systems. You got extra weight from all that, extra wiring, extra computers. It's insane to have added the system in the first place. Added a huge amount of cost to cars. And my wife's vehicle has another battery under the seat. You have to register the batteries. A lot of scanners won't do that. Thankfully, mine will. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tattoos to death. Yeah. I was being conservative about that. Yes, there's a lot of those start-stop systems. And once again, guys, yes, I know we wandered away from politics, but that's what I do here. I'll talk about kind of what I like. And Rich and Tattoo Till's death kind of went into a lane I like to talk about. So yeah, I've seen a lot of them start excessively. My wife, I kept telling her, turn it off. There's a couple times I was with her 20 times. I'm like, dude, that is so horrible in your engine. Vaccinator. Well, chance of very interesting take. Yeah, I got interesting takes, all right. That's a good way to put it. So everybody say, hopefully game it. I'm sure my wife will be amused at that. She'll be going, yeah, I knew I was just a beard. Oh, I love the backhand. Not bad. That's well done. Well done. I know I was even making fun of myself on my interesting takes. Then got down there. Nice job. That WRC body with no motor and no transmission right now. Wow. Funny thing about LS engines. Going to car shows, you see a lot of old Fords. They got powered by Ford. A guy next to, I love my Ford. Open the hood, he's got an LS drivetrain, and it's like, you turds. Oh, I will give them hell for that, too. Yeah. Let's see here. Stock EJ crank, aftermarket cam. Whew. I thought about doing a supercharger or something with my Trans Am, but the car's not fully stock, but mostly, and I like to keep it in pretty good shape. It's a low mileage WS6, so I like to keep it pretty good, as good as possible. You know, I do drive it in the warm weather. It's not like but yeah, Tattoos are right. Though, sorry, I missed that. 12 to 1 or 11 to 1. Yeah, they're running them up there. I've even seen a few that are 13 or 14 to 1. That's up there. So yeah. Now there's a lot of cars now. That stupid stuff's going on. In fact, I may talk a little more about cars on this channel. It's my channel to do whatever I feel like. It says politics and pop culture and the world's gone full potato, but I do talk about anything almost. And today, since my ISP went down, I was on my computer back there, my ISP went down. I had to hop on my phone quick. So yeah. Yeah, I got 2 LS vehicles. My Trans Am and my Chevy Avalanche. Yes, I do have an Avalanche, and I love the rusty thing. That LS3 in there is just a great engine. Not the most powerful the way it's cammed and set up from the factory in that truck, but it's very reliable. And if you wind her up, she pulls pretty good for a truck that heavy. Chevy Avalanches are flipping heavy. Thanks, Tattoos Till Death. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's I might talk more about car stuff because I got a friend who, him and I went to college together, worked together for a long time. He actually worked for me for a while when I had my shop. He teaches auto tech now at a college and lives not too far from me. We are considering trying to do another YouTube channel where we sit down and talk about car stuff. Both of us on camera, sit and talk and discuss stuff. And maybe even take some questions, but we'll see. We're not as into some of the performance as probably you are, Tattoos. I do some performance, light, but we did a lot of the in-shop diagnostics and repair, which I still do at times to help friends and family out and stuff and other people around. Oh, Fox Body. Oh, show. Sorry, I'm trying to show your comment, Tattoo. It says another moderator got it, so hopefully it shows. But my uncle had a Fox Body Mustang on the back of it, said Ford makes her, but Chevy shakes her. I admit, I do have a soft spot with the Fox Body Mustangs. And I do like some of the new Mustangs. There was a couple years in there, But the LS drivetrains have been solid. I mean, come on, they're a 6-bolt main. I mean, geez, they're a solid low end. Put different valve springs in them. Shit. I admit I have floated my valves a few times on mine. Thankfully, it's only got 65K on it, but yep. Oh, so I don't know why it held your message for review there. That's weird. I got a friend, the friend who teaches auto tech, he's got a Fox Body that they've done a lot of work to. It's very pretty. I'll still kick his butt. Oh, had a guy in a Mustang about a year ago. He was trying to show off for his girlfriend. He had like a 2024, 2020 something Mustang. His supercharged model. I don't normally race because I like my tires and stuff. I get frisky, but this guy finally annoyed me enough where I gave it the beans. Yeah, he beat me, but by only half a car length, and he's all, I beat you. I'm like, dude, considering my car is like 24, 25 years old, no supercharger, you should have beat me. If you didn't beat me, you should bring that damn thing back. So, okay. Didn't beat me by that much. You know why? Because the older ones are lighter. A friend of mine with his Camaro is trying to figure out how I can even come close to him with a supercharger, even semi-close. I should be in his dust, he says, on his Camaro with a supercharger and everything. Well, the reason is I don't have nav. I don't have heated and cooled seats. I don't have all the other weighty things. I don't have 15 computers. I have a few computers in my car. I don't have all the weight. And he looked in the door panels. Yeah, my Trans Am was like 800 pounds lighter than his Camaro. Like, damn. It's crazy. Oh, God, the chat didn't update, guys. Sorry. What do you think about the 4.8? Who's got the 4.8? Sorry, I'm blanking. Who's got the 4.8? I don't know why it's not showing me the message. Cars are safe, politics are dangerous. I don't know. You get into a Ford versus Chevy discussion or a Dodge versus Ford discussion sometimes, it ain't that safe. I don't know why it's holding so many for review, and I can't see them. I just want to go till she blows. It's a car thing, YouTube. He's not being suggestive. It's a car thing. I don't know. I think cars can be just as divisive. I've seen a lot of guys with hell, I'll even give them crap. I'll go the Rice Racers, the Rice Rockets. I've seen some of those guys get cranky at the domestics and back and forth. Me, I don't care. I think if you want to make your car cooler, faster, I may not agree with everything you want to do looks-wise or some of the exhaust systems, but hey, more power to you. I'll look at your stuff. I don't care. I'm not a car racist. I have preferences, but yeah. Yeah, the Fox is a good car, though. I do like Fox Body. Yeah, Swamp Rat, don't get me going, buddy. It is weird that since I started talking about CAA, my ISP went down, but they're doing maintenance. They're redoing their network to upgrade to something supposedly more reliable. But they started 2 hours earlier than they said they were going to. So my ISP is probably going to be off for about 7 hours. But it is weird. I started talking on here about the CIA, and then this started having problems for a little bit. Ooh. And I'm on my phone network. Jax makes the top end for LS. GM48. Oh, yes. The smaller 4.8 modular engine. The kind of baby LS almost. It's okay. I've seen some people make something of it, but I personally would just stick with the standard LS1, LS3, LS, LS series engines. That's okay, Tattoos on Death. YouTube's touchy about stuff anyway. But yeah, GM did it. I don't think they do have 4.8 now, do they? I think it's 5.3s on up. But yeah, I remember the older 4.8s. The 4.8s were in what, late 90s, early 2000s. It was their baby LS almost, or baby Vortec at the time. All your cars are built, not bought. I've done work on vehicles I've had. I've had some other F bodies. Get off me. My Trans Am I bought. I bought it in 2003. It was 3 years old when I bought it. I've had it ever since. Yes. I've had my Trans Am for 23 years. It's got little mods that I've done. It doesn't take a lot to give it a little more yip. But I'm not trying to be faster than a brand new Dodge Challenger, Scat Pack, or anything. But hey, Trace the Bug. I have 2002 fully built WRSX. LS is a new Mustang. Supercharged one couldn't even keep up with me. Yeah, WRX is a nice little car. Little pocket rockets. Yeah, the smallest LS motor. The little 4.8s. I thought it was kind of a waste. It's like, why would you keep making the LS smaller? Stick with bigger. Stick with 5.3 liter or above. That's it. No more. Don't keep shrinking it. But thankfully, it seems like they've backed off that. I don't think they still have the 4.8. Anyone driving a Dodge is irrelevant. I don't know. Some of the Dodges are pretty nice. I wouldn't mind a 900 horsepower Dodge Challenger. It's pretty frisky. It's pretty frisky. And I will say this. I still prefer, I don't care if a Tesla will beat my car. I don't care. I prefer gas. I prefer something I can upshift, downshift. That's why I prefer stick. I love stick. Manual transmission rules. It's fun and it's great to drive, but I like my gas engines. They're fun. Also, you go out to the drag race track near me, it's called Cordova Dragway. You go on amateur night, a lot of the Tesla guys that come out will trailer their Tesla there. Why? Because I can drive my Trans Am out there, stand it to the floor, 3 or 4 races, and then drive it home. They drive their Tesla out there and stand it to the floor in hyperactive mode 3 or 4 times. They ain't driving it all the way back home because they ain't got enough charge. So I will stick with my gas engine, especially with like trucks. That's why the Lightning is gone. The Lightning goes clear down to 90 miles when you put weight in it. That's not a truck. GSXR. Jixers. Let's see. That's pretty fast in WRX. I've had my Trans Am fast enough. I had to use my scanner to tell the speed. But I did that out in the middle of nowhere. So don't get on me, folks. I was out in the middle of BF nowhere. And it was nighttime, and I just got a hair in my butt and decided to see, after doing some repair work and some slight upgrades, I wanted to see what it would do. And when I went off the speedometer, my speedo ends at 155. When I went off of that, I was using my scanner to tell me how fast I was going. Let's just say it gets up there. Gets very loud inside, too, over those speeds. I don't know. I will say that there's some Japanese stuff that's amazing. But there's also some domestic stuff that's amazing too. It's just you got to watch each brand. Once again, as a line tech, I bet Rich can tell you the same thing. As a tech who's been there from tire guy clear up to owning a shop, there are certain things of each brand that's great, and certain things of each brand that's crap. And Toyota, just like everybody else right now, and Subaru, they're all having problems with quality. They are having a lot of them. So it's a little sad. But so are the domestics. I'm just saying there's a lot of problems with a lot of vehicles right now. Partially because we've turned our vehicles into walking computer systems. And computer systems, CAN bus and all this, doesn't much care for hot, cold, rain, wet, bumps. All the, cold, hot, shrinkage, big screens. Which, by the way, some cars are taken out now. I've always said touch screens are stupid. Because if you're driving, you go to do anything on your infotainment system, you got to look at it. You have to look at it. Because with buttons, you can tactile, just reach over. We all know it. You can reach over and feel a button, turn a knob. You didn't have to look. You knew it. But on a touchscreen, you don't know. You can't. That's why I give the police kind of crap. You can give me a ticket for a phone, but you dicking around on your computer? No. Or some person on a 15-inch touchscreen in their truck or car, that's okay, but cell phone bad? It's a screwed up law. Totally screwed up law. But some companies are starting to remove or back down on the screens and put tactile buttons back in. Because that keeps your eyes actually on the road, folks. Badass Team Monkey 85. Car companies aren't putting big screens at consumers. It's cheaper. Yes, it is cheaper. It's cheaper because they can mass produce screens and just put them in all over. Yes. But also, it looks flashy. That's not just the only reason. It's not just because it's cheaper. It looks flashy. Everybody likes, ooh, look at the cool, pretty screen. It's so up to date and tech. It looks cool. Look how it lights up. It's pretty. There's a lot of people that actually do think that. It looks. It's cheaper and it looks. Well, tattoos till death. I kind of got an idea you had something to do with tattoos. But yeah, I will say the roads in my area don't exactly make me love driving my Trans Am because I feel like the roads are beating the crap out of it. So it is kind of annoying. They want smaller ones. Space. Yeah. There's a couple real cool Subarus near me. There's this guy that drives, not a Subaru. I think it's a Lexus he did something to or something. And every time he drives around, he loves driving down the street and then letting off the gas. And he's got that exhaust system set up so it goes pop, 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 really loud. So like gunfire, which my dog's snoring next to me. Oh, there she is. There she is. She freaks out. And the guy just pop, 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 pop. He does this going down the street. And it's loud enough it rattles stuff in your house. I think that stuff is totally retarded and he should be ticketed for it. If my exhaust was that loud, I'd get a ticket. It seems like these guys modifying their pop, pop, pop exhaust get away with it in Harleys. Harleys can be as loud as they want. If there's a guy that goes by me, so loud, I can hear his bike clear as hell down here in my basement. And even worse, I can hear his radio. And I'm not that close to the road. Hear his radio because his radio has to be louder than his bike. But they don't get tickets. If my stereo is that loud, I get a ticket. Weird how that works. Damn, this thing is not updating the chat. Well, that depends where you're at, tattoos. Because in my area, we don't have a lot of problems with somebody going after you for a type of car too much. Except for jerks with the pop, 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 pop exhaust. Those guys need to be off the road. Or ticketed just like I would be if I took my mufflers out, 90 Chevy K 1500. Ooh. 80th speedometer rolls back around, doesn't cut off. Yeah. 90K 1500. So that's probably got the old Vortec in it. My dad has an 92 Avalanche. Is it 92? I think. Might be. It's older Avalanche in my truck. No, 2002. Avalanche has a Vortec. He loves that thing. You guys drive full-size trucks over there in New Zealand and Eline. Because I know a lot of people look at us for our big trucks here in America. Oh my God. It's like, one, you realize our country is huge compared to yours. We have the space. And two, a lot of people use their trucks here. Trucks are a used thing. EV, yeah. I don't know. If somebody wants to give me an EV, if somebody wants to give me the Chevy Silverado EV, I will pull the badging off it and put Avalanche on it because it's a flippin' Chevy Avalanche. Stupid Chevy. Somebody wants to give me one, I'll drive it. I don't mind having a Chevy Avalanche do 0 to 60 in like 5 seconds. I don't mind that. That's a huge thing. But I ain't paying for it. $100,000. There was a study that correlates modifying exhaust to be louder with psychopathic tendencies. Well, then it's going to say a lot about Mustang and Harley riders. My wife absolutely dislikes almost every Mustang near us. The guys have exhaust systems probably 10, 20 times louder than my Trans Am. Admittedly, I haven't modified my exhaust, but I don't need to. My stainless exhaust sounds great. Good flow. I've checked back pressure. Good flow on it. But man, a lot of the guys right here with Mustangs, they are so loud with your windows up, they will hurt your ears. It's funny, the police will sometimes stop a Mustang, but not a Harley. Keep electric vehicle chargers off the racetrack, yeah. These are Lightning comments? Oh no. Sorry, the F-150 Lightning sucked. It's not a truck. You can't use it as a truck. You can find video upon video, and I had a friend that had one 6 months, and he got rid of it because you couldn't use it as a truck. When you're driving empty, sure, you're fine, but still doesn't get the mileage. It doesn't go as far on a charge as my Avalanche does. My old 07 heavy-ass rusty Avalanche didn't go as far. Then if you try loading it or towing, whoa. One time he went, I crap you not, 89 miles. That was it. And I was towing more than he was. Tattoos to death. Yeah, I grew up. I live kind of in the town now, but I grew up in the middle of BFE, Illinois, along the Mississippi River. I was a redneck, so yeah. My directions to my house always said, turn off of the paved road. So I get you. Living out sometimes. Oof, it's fun. Electric cars Lightning costs a couple bucks to run. Filling a Chevy gas, $100 now. Now, the cheap advantage of an EV, now actually, that is wrong. Charging an EV is not that cheap. It is not a couple bucks. You can go online and find tons of people talking about how much it costs to charge your EVs. Also, how hard it is to find EV chargers. A lot of them don't work. A lot of them aren't very fast. And my time is worth money. I can pull into a gas station in between 2 to 5 minutes, have my 31-gallon truck tank fully loaded, and be out the door. You roll in with an empty tank on your EV. I know it's a battery. Empty tank on your EV. You're there for 25, 30, 40 minutes to even get 60 to 80% charge. That's not worth the time for me. That's not worth it for me to sit there. And that's if you can find a high-speed charger or if all the chargers are working. I can find a gas station anywhere. Robots building cars and men, yeah. Are we friends now? Hey, I'll talk to about anybody. I have a tattoo on my side. Wood grain over plastic? Yeah, me too. There's one complaint I have about my Trans Am. It's the plastics GM used in the interior. Cheap. Make a left for old Milner's Barney's, but yeah. Oh yeah, all my vehicles growing up had gravel damage on them. In fact, my 83 Trans Am, I took 2 tranny pans out. Those are car parts, YouTube. Look it up. That's not a slur. Don't come at me. I took 2 transmission pans out along the front edge by ramping my Trans Am, racing guys on the back roads, Dukes of Hazzard style, on these bumping hills. I was getting air in my Trans Am and getting the gravel. One time I started losing gears on the way home, and I knew, lost overdrive. Lost drive. I'm heading home. By the time I got to the driveway, I was barely crawled in first gear. Got underneath, whole front of my trans pan, you could just see, ripped it up on the gravel. Oh yeah, analog gauges are better. Sorry, they are. I love analog gauges. Watching that needle go. And you're right, they work forever. There's analog gauges been more consistent for at least 80 years. There's a lot of things, Rich will tell you too. There's a lot of things where they've over-tinkered stuff. Technology's good to a point. But when you're over-tinkering stuff, I'm sorry, my transmission does not need to know what radio station I'm on. It doesn't. You don't need 2 relays in line with the computer to start your car either, which already has a relay on the starter. So it's stupid. My Trans Am isn't tall. It's not lowered, but those not tall, tall either, so I understand you. A 2JZ motor. Ooh. Oh, it's not diesel, Tattoos. It's a Lexus car where they've set their exhaust up. It's a thing. Some of these guys are setting their cars up where it's a purpose backfiring in the exhaust. And bap, 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 bap. And they'll go by and they purposely bap, 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 bap when they let off. They do it on purpose. It is a setup and it's stupid, and you can buy kits to help it even do it. They're not unquestionably much cheaper than gasoline. One, you're paying more for the car than you do a gas car. And finding charging stations in my time is not worth it. And the range isn't there. If I take my Trans Am out on the highway and I'm doing 70 miles an hour in 6th gear, I'm barely above idle. I have gone up against friends in their 4-cylinder cars on long trips, and I've gotten the same mileage as they have. If I just lock it in 6th gear, 70 mile an hour on cruise, thing barely sucks gas at all. Now, if I shift down, I drop it to 3rd gear and whip it up. Yep. They are not unquestionably much cheaper. That's a problem. And the repair costs for EVs are much higher than gas engines. When they go wrong, they go wrong. And when the battery packs have a problem, half of them are built in and you're screwed. I mean, I've done some work on some EVs. Also, working on EVs, I'll kill you. You touched the wrong thing, you did. And if they light on fire, they're a problem. There's a lot of problems with EVs. And also, they don't like the cold weather. Good cold winter morning. Some of them ain't going to work, and some of them will just have hugely shortened battery range. And once again, you should never, ever drive an EV truck if you can't use it as a truck. It looks like a truck, but it's not a truck. Kind of like some other things in our world today. It looks like something, but it ain't. Got to do a Crocodile Dundee test. It doesn't matter, especially since half our oil is synthetics. It's got a little real oil in it, but synthetics. My synthetic oil that I use hasn't gone up barely a penny. My gas has, but so I just go across the Iowa and get gas. I ain't gonna buy gas in this state. If you are near the borders of Illinois and you buy gas in Illinois, you have more dollars than cents. You might even be called retarded. I save $17, $18 a tank on my truck for a couple-minute drive. Goldman Sachs, I don't believe anything Goldman Sachs says. They are wrong so much. DeSalle, not DeSloca. It's a bad tune. No, it's not a bad tune. They do this on purpose. They tune those cars on purpose. There's kits you can buy to help that backfire. There's actual kits. I don't know why it is showing. It says got held for review, and it's not letting me even look at the messages. We're popping these. Downpipe hanging under the car. Yeah. So the Harley. I got hey, I have friends that have Harleys, and I used to have a bike. I haven't had one for a while. My last bike was an YZF R6. But I've had some cruisers and everything else. I got a couple friends of Harleys, and one of them, he will not ride with other Harley guys because he hates how loud their bikes are. He's like, I want to ride, hear the wind, hear the hum of the motor, and not be deafened or be deafening everybody behind me. Any Harley person says, loud pipes are for safety. Bull crap. Physics. The sound comes out the back. So people out front ain't really hearing you too much. It ain't saving nothing. It's because you like to be loud. Just say, to be honest. If you were loud, whatever. But he has his Harley, and it's got a good sound, but it doesn't have to be super insanely loud. There is a lot of goes. I took a lot of crap from Harley guys. I was at a couple bars. There was one in Bettendorf called the Paddle Wheel. And I come out, and there's guys with Harleys out there making fun of my bike. Because, it's not a Harley. Some jerkosaurus wearing a Harley shirt, and I crap you not. I go, where's your bike? What do you ride? Well, I don't have one. Oh, screw you. Yeah, I think there's more drama with bikes at times. I'm one of those people, it doesn't matter. If you got something you like it. I will say there should be equal coverage under the laws, though. If my car can't be above a certain decibel, neither can your other crap. If you've got really, really loud bikes, and then you want it louder stereo, no, you should get the same ticket as the guy going down with a thumpa system will get a ticket for. I miss TBI. I like my multi-port injection, but I know this is going to sound old goober of me. I'm going to say we probably could have stopped engine tech right around 2002 to 2005. It worked great. It was easier to fix. The multi-cammed VVT stuff, the direct injection is neat, but it comes a lot of problems with it. So, yep. Hey, Mag D5, what's up, bud? I'll be on here about another minute or two. I'm trying to get off here. We wandered off politics and everything. We've been talking cars for a while. They're not way cheaper to run. Once again, I've been doing this for 30 years. I went to school at dealerships for the original EVs, for the hybrids, for the newer ones. Like I said, a friend of mine teaches at the college on this stuff. They're not cheaper. When you look at the cost of buying, cost of maintaining them, yes, a lot of people don't realize they have maintenance. The maintenance costs are high. The longevity of them compared to a gas car, not there. The drivability, not there. And the charging is more expensive than what they want to tell a lot of people. There's a huge amount of drawbacks. They're not way cheaper to run. Especially when they break much more expensive. And also, they don't seem to be standing up to weather conditions as well. So they're just not. There's a lot worse problems. I don't think the technology for a good EV will be there for another 50 years. I mean, good. Equal to gasoline and how long they'll go, how easy it is to charge them, and maybe an infrastructure will help be better by then too. So you can trust your statistics. Depends what statistics you look up. I mean, you don't want to trust a guy who does this for a living for 30 plus years. I've been an ASE Master Tech now for over 31 years, actually. So I've seen them all. I've worked on them all. I've had lineman's gloves to work on my EVs and hybrids. Went to classes for Toyota, GM, Ford, Chrysler, and Honda on them. So they're not cheaper. There are problems that put them way up. They call it the blurble tune. Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Yeah. All I know is when this guy goes and it goes pop, 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 it's insanely loud. And he does it on purpose. Like you hear him pop, 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 pop. Then going down the street, pop, 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 pop. So he's just trying to be a dick. That right there is just, ugh. Once again, I have no problem stepping on my Trans Am sometimes and getting frisky. I like the sound of it. But I don't go out to try to be a dick to everybody else. Gas prices annoying me ever since my car only takes premium. I hear you, bud. My Avalanche will take about anything. Even though nobody should ever run E85. 15% less power, at least. 15% less mileage, at least. you're not saving money. Also, they burn dirtier. Everywhere people use high amounts of ethanol, you have more dirty engine problems, more ejector problems, more valve problems. My truck, I run either 87 or 88 octane in. Iowa has good, cheap 88 octane, and I've had zero issues with that. My Trans Am, yes, I'm with you, Mag D5. My Trans Am takes anywhere 92 or up. I can run 91, but if I run 90, it doesn't like it. But it says right on it, it would take high octane. I actually carry octane booster in my Trans Am in case I'm somewhere where they only have like 90 octane or something. Like, oh, nope. In fact, one time I had to put 2 or 3 bottles in because I was at a station. They only had 87. I'm like, oh, it ain't gonna like this. And I just pulled up front, walked into the store and bought 2 bottles of octane booster and dumped in it. Oof. But yeah, once again though, I'm in the Quad Cities, Iowa, Illinois, border city with half's on one side, half's on the other. Illinois side bad, Iowa side much better. I wish I could escape over there. But yeah, I go over there and get my premium too, because it's like 55 to 70 cents a gallon or 60 to 70 cents a gallon cheaper over there. $28,000 batteries the last 2 years. Yep. That's a problem. And some of them, Rich, the batteries are built into the frame, and some of them are non-replaceable anymore. They're built in. They're part of the architecture of the vehicle. But yep, I've put a few of those in. I even had a couple customers bring me a couple aftermarket ones, and I warned them, this is on you. A couple of them worked out really good. A couple of them did not. And then they wanted me to do it again for, no, your part. See, I always the shop where I will put your parts in. Something goes wrong, that's a you problem. I only warranty my labor. So I've had people do that where they'll, well, you're not going to pull this back out. I got to bring it back. I'm like, you're going to pay me. But I will do your parts. Shops that don't are just because they want to upsell something or they don't want to deal with the people, but I'm always made them sign off. All right, it's the thing you had to sign. Your parts, your problem. My labor, my problem. Yep, my dog agrees. She's like, stop talking. The other 2 dogs are upstairs. All right, guys, do me a favor. Hit thumbs up. Sorry, I know this stream was weird. We did everything from the Odyssey to politics to cars. Welcome to my channel. Okay, guys. I'll try to be on, off, and on. Probably use my phone today if I do any shorts. Probably be some political stuff. There's stuff going on already this morning, I noticed. But I got a long day, and my voice is still acting up. But thank you very much for stopping in. I appreciate it. Rich, have fun, man. Enjoy that water pump. I hate those things. Could be worse, though. Could be a Ford, the old Ford V6 double overhead cam chain drive sucker. Or it could be the GM, what was it, the 3400 or whatever? Had the weird chain that didn't have marks. They're timing marks. Or is that the belt system? Remember those? Sometimes we have improved some things, but I don't know. All right, guys. Have a great day wherever you're at, or great evening. And I will hopefully talk to you later today. If my ASP is back and my voice is still here tonight, maybe I'll do a stream tonight. We'll see. All right. Have a good one, guys. Talk to you later. Enjoy. Be safe. Make fun of anybody with the blurble tune in their car because it's stupid. I don't even mind if your car sounds like a flock of mosquitoes, but the blurble tune, blah, blah. Have a good one, guys. Talk to you later.